What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Getting into another reaction. We're getting into Tokyo Revengers episode 4 of season 2. Very excited to get into this. Last episode, we pretty much saw kind of the aftermath of Takemichi getting his ass beat by Taiju, which is Hakai's older brother. And we can kind of see that Taiju's kind of a tyrant in the family, where he doesn't really give a fuck what the sister has to say. And he's continually antagonizing Hakai since he's the youngest. Keeps on convincing him to join Black Dragon, even though they're very notoriously known for like just beating people up, like anything goes, murder, like that's the way they make their money. And Hakai, he really looks up to Mitsuya, which is a part of Tomen, and that's why he's this, the vice captain of that second division. And that's more of the vibe that he appreciates, like kind of like a family bond. Mitsuya has a really good influence on him, and he looks more up to Mitsuya as an actual older brother than his blood relative older brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as we can see, that dude is a menace to society. Takemichi got absolutely his ass whooped. Like, not even a contest, bro. It was not fun for him at all. But anyways, Hakai kind of picked him up, carried him out, and this is where Takemichi starts to learn from Hakai talking while he's carrying him that Hakai is trying to plan to kill his older brother. Maybe not right away, like he has no idea how that's going to come about or if he's really serious about it yet, but we do know that rumor is true, because that rumor exists in the future timeline. When Kazutora told him that in the future timeline, he was like, apparently he killed his older brother for money or something. And it's like, damn, how does that come about? So I'm very excited to see how we navigate that, and if that, like, how we're gonna get by that, because it seems like stuff is already starting to change. Because one of the first goals of Takemichi at this meeting where all the higher ups are at in Tomen, all the captains and whatnot, his goal was to stop Hakai from quitting, which was what Hakai wanted to do, because that's what he told his brother that he would do. He said he would, all right, fine, I'll join Black Dragon as long as you leave Takemichi alone. So this was his whole plan, and I guess he's gonna abide by that, for honor's sake, that since he said it, and it saved Takemichi's life. So he was prepared to quit, and it seemed like everybody else in the room, like all the captains and the other higher ups, were pretty set on that, because they didn't know Hakai was the younger brother of Taiju, and that's a big problem. And so they start speculating that he might be like a double agent, and he's like, whatever. Kind of what we were thinking when we first met him is like, why is this guy in Tomen if he's apparently the Black Dragon leader in the future? You know what I'm saying? So it's all starting to connect, sort of, and it seems like there's already been a slight change, because I feel like he was supposed to quit right there, and that was like his end run in Tomen. But it seems like something's already changed just by Takemichi speaking up, because the ideas that him and Chifu came up with, or mainly Chifu came up with, were stupid. Very trolly, just trying to give Mikey a snack, and he was like, get the fuck out of here, I don't want that shit. What the hell are you talking about? This is a serious matter. That was hilarious, by the way. But I think just by Takemichi speaking up, that enough changed something where Mitsuya is going to take a different approach, where he actually feels okay standing up for him. Because everybody else, if Takemichi didn't stand up, then that means everybody else in the room, literally everybody, was unanimous decision, like, okay, it's fine to let him go. But since Takemichi stood up and said something, now Mitsuya is going to stand up and say something, I'm assuming. So that's at least two people that are, standing by him and giving their word for his sake to stay in Tomen. So I'm very excited to see what Mitsuya has to say. And that's one other thing that happened last episode. Takemichi literally told Chifu everything about being from the future, this and that, blah, 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 which was really surprising. I was not expecting that. And it seemed like a terrible idea at first, but it actually seems like it might work out, because now he has somebody else that he can trust, instead of just always doing and thinking whatever he's gonna do, or on the fly what plan he has by himself. I mean, he had nobody to trust, and nobody that could actually help him out. And let's not leave Chifu the ideas, but we can at least rely on Chifu to have a conversation with and potentially be there whenever we need him, because obviously his ideas are not that great. So we already found that out pretty quickly. But I think that's about it. So I'm very excited to get into this and see what Mitsuya has to say. And then, how Hakai stays and what else Takemichi figures out along this, journey of trying to stop Hakai from killing his brother and becoming the leader of Black Dragon. So without further ado, If you guys enjoy the reaction, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get into this episode. Family Bonds, episode 4. Let's get it. All right, what's up, Mitsuya? What you got to say? He's gonna talk to Taiju himself? That does not sound like a good fucking idea. But, hey, I don't know. Maybe they got some... Maybe he already knows Taiju or something. Like, who knows? Who knows how deep this goes? Because remember, Toman kind of got created because of Black Dragon. Because they took out the 9th generation of Black Dragon. And that's what gave them their kind of fame and success. So, who the fuck knows? Maybe he already knows Taiju. I have no idea. Let's get it. Well, damn, we already getting into some ass beating. Is this Hakai? When he was younger or something? Oh, this is how he met Mitsuya. Oh, damn, it seems like Taiju already had a big influence on Hakai whenever he was younger. Like, Hakai was a little fucking badass, just beating the shit out of this kid. And then he met Mitsuya and he was like, alright, I can look up to this dude. This something about him. We got captains of Division 1 and 2 coming to talk to this motherfucker, so this is gonna be interesting. And their respective vice captains. Wait, whoa, what? What? Wow, I thought it was the opposite, to be honest. This dude, Hakai, is anxious as fuck when he's in the same room with, or just around Taiju. You can just tell, like, his personality completely changes. Block that shit like it was nothing. All right, bro, he can hold his own, bro. I mean, that probably hurt a good amount, but he actually blocked that shit, bro. Yeah, he's been abusing them for a long time. Where the fuck are their parents in this situation? How the fuck were they raised like this? Yeah, okay. That was an interesting conversation. I wasn't expecting it to go that way at all. Because I felt it was kind of the opposite, where Yuzuha was always protecting Hakai, since he's the youngest. But then again, she can't really do much against Taiju. That must suck, bro. He probably feels like kind of hopeless because now he's gonna join Black Dragon, and he's always anxious around his brother, and he feels like the only way to get away from him is probably to kill him. That's probably how it ends up happening. But that kind of corrupts him because he kills him. Her name's Luna? That's my dog's name. Baby girl. I don't know, it seems kind of soon, doesn't it? That's what I'm saying, bro, like... Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, we forgot that he was in prison, or at least I did, yeah. It's way too soon to go back. If you're still in prison, bro, good fucking luck, dude. You haven't changed shit. You are too, motherfucker. No shit. Okay, so the dad wasn't in the picture. Wow.
あいつは子供の頃から王だった。人より体がでかくて、単純に力が強かったってのもあるけど、何より人の心をつかむ術に長けていた。愛しているぞ。
Yeah, this motherfucker is a master manipulator and abuser, dude. He don't give a fuck.
そう育てられたから。それが当たり前だったから、タカちゃんが作ってくれた飯食ったら、なんかわかんねえけど、めちゃくちゃ泣けてきてさ。あの人は言ったよ。
Felt like an actual stable environment, something that you always yearned for because you were getting your ass beat every day. I mean, goddamn.
あの時俺は誓ったんだ。俺が家族を守るって。
Oh my god, so yeah, he's been protecting Yuzuha for a long time, so that's probably how he got that scar on his lip.
俺はずっとユズハの分も殴られ続けた。あいつはタカちゃんと交わした約束なんてへとも思ってねえんだ。ユズハを解放なんてあいつは絶対しない。恥ずかしい話。
Damn, so the promise is kind of a falsehood, bro. What the fuck are we gonna do now? Takamichi was already thinking about going back to the future, but that's not an option. Good thing he didn't jump the gun on that, because, yeah, the promise doesn't mean shit. Yeah, nothing has changed yet. Nothing has changed. And that's how this plot comes about. He's prepared, yeah. He's ready for anything. Yeah, that's crazy. That's really sad that he feels like that's the only way that he can get him and his sister out of Taiju's abuse and just like separate themselves from him completely. But it also doesn't help that he's a part of a rival gang. So, well, not anymore, but he was. Damn, so that's the plan they're going with? They're planning on just taking out Black Dragon as a whole. Look at fucking Mikey just eating his snack on the bike. Like, just like aloof, just looking into nothing. Gonna have a one-on-one conversation? Wow. So he kind of was self-aware a little bit early on like where his sights on what he wanted Toman to be was kind of drifting away. And he was worried about Mitsuya, you know, leaving or something, or taking everything on his own, like trying to protect other people and whatnot, probably. The truce is bullshit, though. Nah, Mitsuya knows that himself, too. Oh, here we go! What the fuck is this motherfucker wanting to do now? Damn, Chifu's getting mad as fuck. I understand, though. I think it's because of like what happened between where they were before with Valhalla and Baji and all that bullshit, but at first it seemed like he was getting mad because he knows now what happens in the future. He knows that Kisaki kills him. Okay, interesting development. Who the fuck is the spy, bro? Kasaki, I'll give it to Kasaki. He's smart as fuck, and he has a lot of connections. But like, he's still such a snake. Like, we don't know enough about him. Like, what are his actual goals? Ah, shit. That didn't fucking last long. How did they find out so quickly?
どうする ?10 万だ。え ?10 万でてめえらの知りてえことを教えてやる。
Oh shit! The other informant was a fucking. Nah. That was actually cold. This is the actual informant.
ボスが一人になることはない。常に兵隊を5人は連れてる。1日を除いてな。それはいつだ ?12 月25日。
Christmas?
クリスマスだ。なるほど。
Oh my god, they're gonna fucking go for this dude on Christmas while he's actually praying, which is ironic as fuck because this guy's an asshole. But damn. And this guy's a part of Black Dragon in the future. He's a part of that, like, the main three that we saw a part of Black Dragon, like Hakai, him, and some other guy. So he's been a part of this group for a long time, and he's a snake himself. This guy, Kasaki, bro, I do not fuck with. We need to learn more about them. And obviously Kasaki knows him, so yeah, so Hakai knows about his little ritual every Christmas. Dude, I can't fucking predict this dude Kasaki, bro. Like, I can't read him at all. From between the future version of himself that we know and then this past, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Dude, Takamichi, I'm with you, bro. I don't fucking know at this point, dude. He's like, you're my teammates. Of course I would help you out. Like, excuse me? So they got what they want now. They know the information on what Hakai is going to use the moment he's going to strike, so they're going to be able to stop him. Is that really gonna change anything? Dude, I don't know, bro. Shit is confusing. Alright, guys. What another amazing episode of Tokyo Revengers. That was really, really good. We kind of see what Mitsuya had in mind for, you know, talking to Hakai and kind of going to talk to Taiju, really. You know, he was like, because Hakai was so dead set on just quitting Toman just for the sake of quitting and just joining. So there would be no other deal. Like, the only deal that was upholding that and why he wanted to quit was Takamichi's life being spared. So Mitsuya was like, nah, fuck that. Let me go talk to Taiju. And Hakai's like, the whole time, I don't think this is a good idea. But anyways, they go talk to him. They have a meeting. Shifu and Takamichi tag along, and Mitsuya basically proposes that I will let Hakai join Black Dragon on the condition that you release Yuzuha, because apparently Hakai has been protecting Yuzuha from all of the, you know, Taiju's abuse for a long time, or at least most of it during their childhood, because Taiju was like the main one of the family that was like kind of raising them and like sort of the boss or the head of the house, because his dad wasn't, their dad wasn't home much, or like never home at all. And I don't know if he mentioned anything about the mom, like maybe the mom had passed away or something. I might have missed that or something. But anyways, that's why Hakai, you know, he was already taking enough abuse, but then he started taking on even more abuse because he was like, you know, he was taking like a beating for two people, so Yuzuha would be spared. But then Taiju, like, he broke the promise anyway because she like got out of line one day, or maybe said some smart ass remark, and so he like tried to discipline her or whatever. So it's really, Taiju does not give a fuck. So that's why Hakai was worried, like, this truce that we just set in stone, I don't think Taiju's gonna uphold it. And obviously he has his reasons of why it wouldn't, because of the whole like abuse thing and breaking that promise of leaving Yuzuha alone. So, you know, Taiju shakes on it. Taiju and Mitsuya shake on it, and it seems that it's going to be okay. So, you know, as far as we know, I mean, because Mitsuya went to go talk to Yuzuha, and Yuzuha was like, okay, I've been released from this duty that I've done for, you know, for a while, and he said I'm released from it forever. So it seems like it's worked so far, but as Yuzuha said, like, she's still worried about Hakai. just what he's getting himself mixed up into now, because he's, you know, leaving Toman and becoming a part of Black Dragon for her sake. And, you know, I'm sure she knows that Taiju doesn't really uphold shit either, and so that's why she's worried. But Mitsuya is really confident in Akai, and he always has been. And he says, don't be ashamed of the life that you were born into. You know, use your strength to protect people, and a really good influence on him. And he really believes in him. He's, you know, he told Yuza, like, he's stronger than you think. Like, he's gonna be able to handle himself. But as we can see, you know, Hakai's already worried about the truce being broken, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So he went to talk to Takemichi and Shifuyu about his, you know, plot to kill him. Like, this, like, you know, the way he's going to protect his family is to kill him, get rid of him. That's the only way. And then that way, him and Yuzuha are safe, and anyone else he cares about, basically. And right before that, Shifuyu and Takemichi were talking about Takemichi maybe going back to the future real quick. He was thinking about it. He was like, well, you know, they have this truce now, so maybe the future's changed. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Isn't it way too soon? You've been here, what, like fucking a week? Like, hello? Not even a week, like a couple of days? So I obviously was like, bro, this is like the 4th episode. There's no way you're going back to the future already. And sure enough, Chifu starts talking some sense into him and making him realize that nothing really has changed yet, or like, what if nothing has changed in the future? Aren't you in jail? If you're in jail, then you're not gonna be able to fucking come back, because you're not gonna be able to make contact with Naoto. So, you know, I think your best bet is to stay right here, because it's too risky. If you go in the future, you ain't gonna be able to come back, bro. If you're in jail, fuck no. And then nothing's gonna change for sure. So, very, very interesting stuff. I'm glad Shifuyu talks some sense. Shifuyu a smart guy most of the time. That's why it's good that Takemichi trusts Shifuyu now. So they at least have that, you know, those two minds talking it out and just like, you know, rationalizing things and like having a conversation. That's great for that sense. But Shifuyu coming up with ideas, fuck that. Do not let him come up with ideas. Do not. But in terms of just having a conversation and getting thoughts across, he's really good for that. And then that's when Hakai comes and talks to them and tells them his plot. And then he says goodbye. And then after that, since, you know, Takemichi learned all of that, and, you know, he looks at Shifuyu and he's like, you know what? We're going to take down Black Dragon. So at the next officers meeting, they go to propose that, like, oh, we want to take down Black Dragon for Hakai's sake. So we stop him from killing Taiju. And Draken's like, I don't know, denied, rejected, I'm good. And that's most of the officers anyway, too. But then you know, Kisaki and the other guy from Valhalla, I can't remember his name. He's a tall ass motherfucker too, though. They both come up to Takemichi and Shifuyu while they're talking and still discussing after the officers meeting, because they were thinking like, oh, we have no choice but to do it on our own. It's like, bro, two people? Okay, let me know. But anyways, Kisaki overhears them and he interjects himself. He's like, I'll help you guys out. Like, I want to help y'all. And Shifuyu gets really, really defensive real quick. And at first, because of how quick he got defensive, I was a little worried that he was reacting like that because of the information that he knows now, that Kisaki fucking kills him in the future. But it seems it was stemming from what had happened between them before in the like end of season 1, where like the whole thing with Valhalla, like the gang they were a part of before, and like Baji and all that shit, like a lot of shit went down. So I think that's where most of that anger and stuff was coming from. But I'm glad Shifuyu did that, though, because it was at least, you know, keeping him in his place and like not showing, you know, weakness. So I fuck with that. But like I said, bro, like just through that whole like end of the episode, I have no idea what is going through this man Kisaki's mind, or like what he's scheming, what the whole deal with him really even is. I mean, we see bits and pieces. We know Kisaki is like one of the main guys of Toman in the present timeline, in the future timeline. That's been set in stone since the beginning of the show. Like Mikey, Kisaki, and then we learn later some Black Dragon members. But mainly it was Mikey and Kisaki, like from the get-go in the beginning of season 1. That's all we knew. And then Kisaki's always been this kind of mysterious character, especially in season 1, and then he's slowly revealed, and then he becomes the captain at the end of season 1. And then at the very, very end of season 1, he pulls that fucking stunt where somehow he knows some shit about Takemichi, or like fucking and then kills Shifuyu, and then says that line like, you were my hero, or some shit. It's like, what the fuck does that mean, bro? And then we have this where he has all these connections, and he seems like he knows a lot more than most people. in terms of just like observations and people's whereabouts and people's positionings and whatnot. You know, like he just knows. It seems like he knows everything. Like he's a fucking genie or something, because right away he proposed that he wanted to help them, and he was like, you know what, I have an informant with Black Dragon. So they go and meet the informant at some club, and the informant actually is the fucking curly black haired kid with the earring, who's one of the elite officers of Black Dragon. I think he's the actual informant, but he has lower informants as, you know, like kind of throwaways so he can protect himself. So the guy that they were meeting with first was just some like low, you know, regular soldier that had that information or was given that information by him, probably indirectly, because he doesn't know that it's him that's really the informant, which keeps everything really. That motherfucker keeps tabs on what the hell he's doing, and he does a great job of hiding his true, I guess, identity, because obviously he's leaking information and whatnot, because he's the informant. And when I saw that, I was like, damn, that's smart as fuck. And Kisaki already knew this guy, so like, how long have they been in cahoots? How long have they known each other? You know, are they in on like a scheme or a plan together, or is he really just an informant that like just leaks information to whoever wants it from Black Dragon? Or like, is there more to it? And like Takemichi said at the end, like, what is this dude Kisaki like scheming? Because right at the end he's like talking like, what are you talking about? Like, of course I'd want to help my teammates out. You know what I'm saying? Like he seems like this good guy. Like he seems like he's putting on this like facade that he's dependable and he can be relied on, and he's like a leader, which he is, because he's like the captain of I think Division 3, as far as I know. So I just don't know what is going through that man's head. I want to learn more about him and get closer and closer to the truth. And I know we're going to get there eventually. It's going to be slowly revealed, but like, it's really itching my mind right now with Kisaki specifically, because that man's just know too much, bro. He just knows too much, and we know so little of him, it seems like. So that really got me excited there towards the end of the episode. That was really, really good. And then finding out about the informant too, which is one of the elite officers who is still in the present timeline as one of the higher ups of Black Dragon, which is combined with Toman in the present timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit goes deep, bro. Like, this shit is gas, bro. I love it. Such an amazing episode. Such an amazing episode. I really, really loved that. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like down below, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. I'll see y'all on the next one. Tomorrow's a new episode of One Piece, the newest one that dropped this past weekend. I'm finally getting to it and watching it tomorrow. I've seen some things here and there, but I scroll real quick so I don't fucking see it. But like, all I know is we're going to get into some good shit. So be on the lookout for that. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.